and Alexander Bondarev will line up on the front row of the starting grid for this first of the qualifying heats. And certainly for Alexander Bondarev, this is a chance to seal the pole position in the superheat. If he can hold this together, get a victory, and watch his rivals squirm to repeat the feat, then it could be the phoenix that rises again from the flames of his tough season in 2022 to continue this march to the European Championship. What an amazing story this could be if the young man from Ukraine could turn disaster into glory. Qualifying heat, D versus E gets underway. And Dries van Langendonk and Alexander Bondarev take up their positions on the front row of the grid. Here they go. Van Langendonk and Bondarev. Getting some Skudanov and Oliver Kinmark. Then Tiziano Monza and Andy Consani. Mies Huben and Alpak Soy. From Jack Eilif and Augustus Toniolo. Scott Lindblom and Lewis Francis. Jindra Peschel and Noah Montero. Then Jared Clark and Kit Belowski.
I was going to say the conclusion of the day. We still have a couple of races after that, of course, but the tension is rising.
It's certainly the conclusion of the day for these guys. Here we go. A good start from the front of the grid as Bondarev is going to get squeezed down to third position by Van Langendonk and Skudanov. So Van Langendonk gets through into the lead. Then Skudanov, Bondarev in fourth place. That looks like Monza trying to creep his way forward. So a very good start indeed from Tiziano Monza in the Shamek Euro Paralin. And as they work their way through on the opening lap, they've kept themselves pretty neat and tidy for a change. So there's no big drama apart from the 215. So it's game over for Augustus Toniolo. And I think Mies Huben is out of the race as well. The Dutchman has gone with him, yes. So there is Mies Huben desperately trying to get the World Racing Tony Kart back into the fray. But I'm afraid that is going to be a riding to nothing for Mies Huben trying to get the kart restarted. It's not going to happen. You only get one go. Sorry, Mies. Game over for Saturday.
He tried. He did his best, but at some point, if the engine is seized and there's no way for you yourself, not with the help of the marshals, to get back into contention, then game over, unfortunately. This Van Langendonk, just 2 little tenths of a second. The pressure is on Jasim Skudanov. As you can see now, he has to put his helmet back on.
Bondarev second.
Bondarev, actually, we thought for a moment at the hairpin of turn number 3 that Skudanov was able to get past, but Bondarev was first on the taking, and he now climbs into P2. Skudanov under pressure from Tiziano Monza around the inside. Skudanov fights back and Monza goes through as well. Pushing Bondarev a little bit. It is dropping not 1, not 2, but 3 places, putting 2 wheels on the grass.
Just like what we saw 2 weeks ago in the warm-up race, Bondarev had similar problems with rivals there, just giving him very little room to play with. And it's exactly what's happened again here in the European Championships. It's squeezed him and it's dropped him down to 7th position. That will only make him angrier. That will drop the red mist down further as Skudanov now finds himself in second with Monza and Consani all over the back of him. The 2 Shamek Europe drivers are going to take them on, and Kinmark has split them as he makes the move. Watch out as here comes Alpak Soy. He's trying to get himself on the inside of Kinmark. Kinmark's going to drift wide onto the grass now as Bondarev is going to get his move up on the inside of Alpak Soy. As a result of the chain reaction, he also gets past Kinmark. He is on the comeback.
Bondarev on the charge, and we're on the inside as well. It goes on Skudanov. Tiziano Monza taking the Paralin machine up into P2. And in the meantime, Dries van Langendonk, the Belgian, is nowhere to be seen. And he picks up a warning flag while he does that. Tiziano Monza, that's quite unfortunate, but he's going to have to be careful on its next move.
And all of this squabbling, of course, is just allowing Dries van Langendonk to get further and further away up front. He's now leading by 1.9 seconds on the main straight from the Singaporean of Tiziano Monza in second place. Bondarev has crept back up to 5th behind Skudanov and Katsani. Then it's Kinmark in 6th, Eilif in 7th from Lindblom, Belowski, Aksoy, Montero, Francis, Ogama and Peschel.
You can feel that this is the last race for those 2 groups. Today, there's no more room for error because tomorrow is going to be about the superheat, 2 superheat split. Those groups will be 72 best of them, 36 only for the final. This will be the schedule for tomorrow, but some of them need actually the extra points to maybe make it as high as possible on the superheat starting grid. And there's no more chance after that. Let's see the race start once again. On the inside goes Dries van Langendonk, taking Jasim Skudanov with him from 3rd on the grid, on the inside line. On the outside, Alexander Bondarev was in a good place as well, was able to get past, not quite just yet, Jasim Skudanov, but was on the charge before the door would be about to open. Some drivers putting some wheels onto the grass, and then there came the contact with the 275, unfortunately, being pushed out of the way.
Yeah, that was Toniolo and Huben connecting, unfortunately. Is that Bondarev into fourth. Yes, it is. He's got back past Andy Konsani. So Bondarev is just chipping away at it, one by one, trying to get himself back into contention once again. Monza sets the fastest lap of the race. The Singaporean does a 52.064 now for Shamak Europe. But Dries van Langendonk leads by 1.4. That means that Monza has been able to gain half a second on the Belgian, and we're only on lap 5 of 10. So it's not over yet. He might just have the time to close up on Dries van Langendonk. Meanwhile, Bondarev is swarming around all over the back of Gerasim Skudinov like an angry wasp at a picnic. Get on with it, man. Move closer to the guy in second place. Otherwise, move over and let me have a go.
Let's see how it's going to play out between those two. But this is Birel in front of Karapelbeck at the moment. And we do have Alfie Slater with us in joining
just popped in. He wanted to have a look.
Commentary box to have a look. Yeah, please come in. And
now on the inside, Bondarev's going to make his bid. Lovely job on Skudinov. Skudinov will try and bounce back for another move. But Bondarev holds the kart in the middle of the circuit. So tactical from the Ukrainian. He just holds it in the middle of the road so that Skudinov can't go left, can't go right. Skudinov's got to try another trick to try and outfox the Ukrainian. But we've got to watch for Andy Konsani and Jack Iliff as well, the two Paralympic drivers. Konsani in the Shamak Europe squad. Skudinov coming from a long way back.
Ooh.
Oh, this is an opportunity now. Konsani's going to try and dig deep and go with Skudinov. So he goes through past Skudinov into third. Up to fourth comes Konsani. Bondarev's got to bounce back again in fifth position. He's got to try the trick. Now Konsani's going to try and go for Skudinov. Skudinov tries to defend, holds him at the mark. Konsani trying to come around the far side. Bondarev slides through on the inside with assistance from Jack Iliff and Scott Lindblom trying to come through. However, somehow Konsani's able to hold it. Oh, contact! Belovsky is pitched into a spin. Oh, poor Kit Belovsky.
He's just outside of the racing line, and another DNF for Kit Belovsky was put on the spin after contact. We might need to watch that again. But that means a race prematurely ended once again for the British driver. Was running in a good P8 just before that happened. And once again shaking his head in disbelief about what happened over there. We'll need to see that again to see if he had anything to do with that. But if it will be decided as a racing incident, now they're talking about what just happened. But what a disaster again for Kit Belovsky.
Mies Hubert leans over to Kit Belovsky. I know how you feel.
Yeah.
Bitter disappointment from both of them. Kit Belovsky, though, 3 times out of 5, he's been pinged off the circuit like a pinball. Just not what he wanted at all. Now, Bondarev is having another crack at Skulinov. It seems personal between these two now. Bondarev tries again on Skulinov to get into third place. Come on, man! What are you doing? Get over! Bondarev trying every trick in the book here.
Yeah, watch out on the inside, Bondarev as well, but the door is shut. Monza, Skulinov, Bondarev. This is a battle for P3. Skulinov still in the lead, going defensive in front of those two. Bondarev, Hilfe just behind. Jake Khalifa. Let's try to see what the American driver can do. Is going around the outside a little bit on the wide line. Right. It's about to be the last lap of this race. Here we go. Oh, he's going defensive, Gerasim Skulinov. Just before the turn number 1.
That was very close over the limit. Iliff getting held up as a result of that. Konsani coming through. We got 2 laps to go, and look, the floodgates have opened. Everybody's wanting a turn of this now. Montero moving forward. Aksoy moving forward. Peschel moved forward. Bondarev's getting squeezed there as Konsani goes through. Right, you're not able to go for Skudinov. Let me have a go. I could try. Skudinov getting a warning for his tactics on the start-finish line. I did think it was just a little bit over the margin of what is acceptable. Now here comes Lindblom. Lindblom is now going to dive through on Bondarev. He gets up into 5th position. So Scott Lindblom is on the march. This is exactly what Van Langendonk and Monza wanted. But Monza is trying to go on this contact.
And a big crash. It's up to you, Alfie Slater.
It's Luna Flusha. It's Luna Flusha. And she has come together with Salim Hanar, I do believe.
Yeah, disaster for them too.
No, it's Kosei Uguma. My apologies. It's Oguma. So Kosei Uguma, the Japanese driver, colliding with Luna Flusha. Very disappointing as the two of them are out. Now we're having a great battle here, but Monza has caught right up to Dries van Langendonk. The gap between them is only 1/10 of a second. Monza might snatch the win while we're busy watching these guys battle it out. Bondarev's under investigation, so is Lindblom. Lindblom tries again now on Konsani, but what can Monza do about Van Langendonk up front? There might be a chance to go for the lead. We need to watch the leaders. Lindblom and Bondarev bouncing around like pinballs. They are really giving it the hands-on now. Bondarev trying again on Scott Lindblom, can't get through. And that's Monza in the lead. Monza's got past Van Langendonk on the last lap. We didn't see it, but Monza has taken it off Van Langendonk on the final lap. Van Langendonk slows in frustration. He can't believe how close he came. But Tiziano Monza stole it from Dries Van Langendonk on the final lap. Skulinov in third, Consani in fourth from Eilif, Bondarev, Lindblom and Montero. What a final bout for Groups D and E in OK Junior. So many warning flags, so many investigations. But Tiziano Monza manages to fight his way to catch Van Langendonk, and he snatches the win off him in the very for Van Langendonk. But Monza takes it from the Belgian. Skulinov in third from Andy Consani, Jack Eilif, Alexander Bondarev and Scott Lindblom. And then it was Noah Montero ahead of Alpak Soy and Jindra Peschel. I'll get that only the top 72 ranked drivers are going to make it to the Superheat, so it really was now or never for them all. Monza and Van Langendonk made it fairly nice and tidy through the first corner. Van Langendonk in the lead, Monza slotting into fourth place behind Skulinov and Bondarev. But it certainly made for a very tricky race battle. Mies Huben out of the race early doors with Augustus Toniolo. Monza getting his run on Skulinov to move up into second place. But then Skulinov, this was a very audacious maneuver to get up alongside Bondarev. He got a little bit of assistance in the end from the 253 of Andy Consani. But then things really got busy. Lindblom on the curbs. He clattered into the side of Kit Belowski, pitched him into a spin. Not intentional, but it doesn't change the outcome. Then this from Skulinov. That was very audacious indeed from the Biralat driver to thwart the onslaught of Bondarev. There were a few more incidents like that. Then you go Kosuyu Guma and Luna Flusha drifting stage left off the road. They got connected. They were both able to start the carts again though. How did Monza get the move on Van Langendonk? Here it is. We finally got it. Oh, and there looked to be a little bit of a nudge between the two of them. But that is how Monza was able to get level and then past Dries Van Langendonk. The Belgian would not have been too happy about that. But Tiziano Monza perfectly satisfied with it as he fights through to take the win. Dries Van Langendonk cruising past the pits there.